So, welcome. Yes, your boy is back. Your boy is back at it once again. I'm back at the grind, and pretty excited. Pretty excited. Not that I didn't do anything for the past few days, but I just haven't been recording because, yeah, I was just trying to get locked in, and I kind of viewed streaming as a distraction. But really, guys, it is not a distraction, right? It is something that will keep me accountable. Also, obviously, it's been a while since you guys saw me, and yes, you guys can see I have gotten a little bit chunky. My double chin is more prominent, and that is, I binged for like 3 days and shit. So definitely not ideal. Definitely don't want to do it again because I just get fat, and that's not the goal of my life. The goal of today actually is to make my first sale. Not that's obviously what I want, but obviously we have what the goals we want to complete. First of them is, what is that? I can't even see my, okay, yeah. So watch the sales video from yesterday, which I did not attend because that shit was in midnight. Like midnight, who's gonna wake up for midnight, right? Make my logo, make my first ad, right? Complete my SPAE worksheet, uh, rewrite my FQA questions, and learn how to learn how to position myself, right, to uh, you know get my product in front of the audience. To be honest, guys, starting this digital product is just making me think if it's even the right decision, right? Because the reason why I switched, I want to make quick money, but then again, like, I'm kind of compensating this for my business, for my purpose, and it kind of sucks, guys. It kind of sucks. But shit. What can I say, guys? What can I say? This guy's link does not work.
For the past 90 days, something wild has been happening to my body, and I almost missed the reason why. I used to sit at my desk for 10 hours straight. My back.
All right. This mouse just needs to get replaced. Like, honestly, monetize is good. But what is actually good, you may ask me, is not the actual courses. The courses I kind of feel suck. Is the apps that is making this course even this valuable. Literally, guys. Which is why I wanted to make my app, because it is so in line with my vision. And like like, yes, coaching someone can make them accountable, but like, I just feel like, but anyways, let's try and make this work. Let's try and make this work. Not try, like I have to get this shit to work, because like, everything's on the line for this dead ass. Wait, what? Okay, so like literally everyone's making money. I don't know why the other guy got removed from the leaderboards. It's crazy how we can't see what they are doing. But if they're doing it, then shit, so can we, guys. So can we. So can we. Just gotta stop procrastinating. I don't think banging my mouse actually works. I think I'm just breaking them more. Let's continue on watching our things. Even though we really should be making our let's actually make our logo, because that's more important right now. Canva. And you guys, and my logo, well, my app actually, or my product name is Use and Fit. What is Use and Fit, guys? Well, this this specific digital product is made for people who like literally just still goes out on the weekend. I still party, still drinks, still dabbles around recreational drugs, and yet still works out. By the way, these are natural people, and this is a guide pretty much on how to prevent your basic harm reduction for your avid gym goers, right? Who still wants to like go out and party and still recover for tomorrow's training session and whatnot. Because I realized that when I was using in my time, my gym performance like I was not recovering well, and I was losing gains. I was plateauing. I was feeling shit, and the reason why I stopped using was because of my gym performance declining. And I know that some people out there who wants to have both of good work, both of two worlds. And I'm not saying it's encouraged and shit, but like if you're gonna do it, like these are the steps to recover, not feel so bad about yourself. Plan your workouts better next time, or plan your workout for the day after you go out and stuff. And this whole ebook is made with Sympathize. I read a little bit. I didn't read the whole thing. I just kind of read the key points. And to be honest, guys, I'm not sure if it's just a mindset thing. Like I feel like since I know it's written by AI, like I don't even give a fuck about reading it. Like I just feel like it's that. But then again, if you think about it, like if you can't even be asked reading your own product, then how can you expect other people to read it? Doesn't make any sense, right? But I did make this very cool, Canva background. Pretty proud of myself making this. This actually took most of the time, actually. So now we're gonna make a logo. So exactly how? Not exactly how. Exactly what logo we want. Using should we just do like letters and shit? UFA. Why not, eh? That looks pretty cool. True story. Again, the logo does not have to be freaking, complicated. It just needs to be a goddamn logo. I don't like the laugh heart. Like, come on, man. Like that just ruined everything, brother. Now this is like more targeting. Yeah, I don't know. Can we like go like specifically? No, we can't. Man, that was good too. That was a good I kind of have like a professional look, which might not really make sense if you think about it. Again, I'm not going to overcomplicate this. Where did it go? Okay. Just want to find something that kind of makes sense. I mean, what was the style of my because everything like a brand has to be consistent. So what style was I using for the letters? This style. I had to do style this front. And find something I like a design. Fitness party. This is not bad. Replace current page. You know, and then we can do like use and fit, right? I'm not sure if I should use this. Why can't I put this on a new line? There we go. Use and use and fit. This is definitely not in the middle. That's definitely off course. So I think what we had to do is just kind of like place it like that. And I think what I will do is I'm gonna follow my color patterns. Shit, what I do? Is that in the middle, guys? That has to be in the middle. Yeah, that's. And my color pattern was it that color? Can't really remember. Coral red. I think it was this one. Yeah, coral red. Okay. Not bad, eh? And then we could always put like a background color if we want, like gray or something. And then we can put that to white. Um, let's see how it looks. I mean, like, I think what I will do is just to keep the background white, because the background with like white looks makes a little bit more sense. Gray is just not doing it for me today. There we go. Easy background. Let's just share this Let's just share this. Almost sweat how to control there. Let's share this thing. And I say that binge eating, right? Like when I was overeating and shit for the past 3 days. I said it wasn't affecting my confidence. Like, yeah, sure it wasn't, because I I think the only thing affecting my confidence now, guys, is literally if I jack off, right? But I don't anymore. So now like I feel like, because like I don't, like, my test is there, if that's even how it works, and I don't feel like a bitch anymore, if that makes sense. Like, because when you do, like, you kind of like, oh, you feel like, oh, you know what, like, if I don't know, like, you kind of feel vulnerable, guys. You feel vulnerable when you jack off. Why can't I put it in here? Why? Why? Oh my lord, this mouse is it's killing me. It's killing me. Okay. Come on. Don't be stupid now. Edit banner. Upload a file. Let's see what everyone else's banner is. How about that? So Monetize has their logo, obviously. Okay. Edit banner. Upload file. Oh, 16 by 8? That's not 16 by 8, is it? That works. There's a bit of an inconsistency here. And then we can do like a what do you call it? We'll add like a new page, and then all we have to do is just literally go to text, and then add a new text box. Go to text, and go to this one. UFA. That's literally all I have to do. Literally all I have to do. And you may say, "Oh, this is fucking shit," you know. No, shut the fuck up. A logo does not really matter at the end of the day. It's just a logo, guys. It's just a logo. Again, the same color scheme. can make this a little bit gray if I want. But I don't think we'll do that. Or what if we just name this, we just make this also like that. Then that means we have to make this black. Color consistency, guys, is very important in branding. Like, you can't have like your Apple brand, right? You have like a full Apple for like an iPhone 11 and have like an Apple that's like bitten for the rest of the Apple line. It doesn't make any fucking sense, you know? Is that aesthetically pleasing on the eye? I think so, because you're really exposing the end. You know, that's not like that's really goddamn important. But how do I export this? Download. Just page 1. Yep, download. We'll name this. By the way, I am fasting, guys, so I can have my clarity. I can have my clarity, you know, which doesn't really make any difference. Is it negligible? It's always negligible, guys. Like, just remember, all the tools, all the tactics you think works or you think that will make your life better, it really doesn't. At the end of the day, what matters, like what will really make you into a different person, is your attitude. Is your belief, is your attitude. And I could say like belief is an attitude. No, what am I doing? 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 Downloads. Oh my god, why did I remove it? Downloads, page 2. And why do I say your attitude is important? Because you can make like this digital product. Right? You can have all the guidance in the world and make your product, start your business, whatever. But if you have a shitty attitude with it, like if you don't think everything works, if you think like, oh, this won't work, nobody will buy it, then most likely you're not gonna, oh my god, then most likely you are not going to be confident enough to make ads about this, to put your face on the logo, to support it, to make it public, to share it to the marketplace. And when something like that happens, most likely, guess what? Nobody will buy your product. Because shit, even you doubt it. Even you doubt if it will work. Like even con artists, guys. Con artists have to believe or create a sense of conviction that you cannot deny their credibility. And yes, con artists know for damn sure that they're conning you. They know for damn sure that whatever they're selling you does not work. But they know one crucial lesson of human nature. is they have to make you believe. If one person has no belief whatsoever in what you are doing or how you're presenting it, good luck, buddy. And again, good luck. Because ain't nothing is gonna work by then. Oh God, guys, I swear. This music is bitch slapping. That's all. Oh my God. Okay, let's stop whining and let's just. Okay, let's just edit. Logo. Edit. Random mouse. Logo. No, wait. That doesn't make sense. Edit. Edit. How do I edit image? No, I don't want this image. I don't want this image. Oh my Lord, you guys are gonna be kidding me right now. So what's logo? Oh, logo's that, right. I swear, like they just like not give you the option to edit the image. That's crazy. That's honestly crazy. Brand logo. Oh my God, I'm keep correcting the wrong one. Logo. What? Are you guys seeing this? I pressed on two separate ones and they both gave me logo. Look, brand logo. Okay, we got that done. Nice. We'll probably make it bigger though. Oh, so I'm so confused right now. No, we want to edit this. Brand logo. No, my God. God help me. God help me. Logo. Okay, so how do we make this zoom? Save. Save. It's gonna be zoomed in. Doesn't look zoomed into me at all. There we go. Okay, so now we are pretty much done. So we can obviously edit this, which is something we will do. Logo. We'll go to add a new page. And then we'll make the background here probably like gray, right? When I think it was dark gray I used. Let's see, all projects. What color is this? Dark gray, okay. Wait, where did my logo go? There we go. So we'll do gray. We'll do dark gray, which is this. And now we're looking for a trumpet. So we go to elements or something like that. Armpit. Graphics. Not exactly what I was looking for, actually. That's better. I'll probably do something like this. Obviously, we gotta follow our brand colors. Maybe some black. You know. That works. Yeah, I fuck with that. It's just, would black work better as a background color? But then again, guys, this is not the thing we should be stressing about. If you've been stressing about this, then you're not gonna, it's not important at the moment. It's really not important. You could say this is like a form of procrastination, because it literally is. I wonder how we can rename this. Like, I know that I have an advantage against a handful of people in monetize. Why do I say this? Because everyone got sold the lie that you don't have to show your face, that you don't have to, make content to get a sale. That's just fucking that's just pure stupid, Then you better start running ads. Because it's how other way would you think you're gonna get your product in front of an audience? Tell me. But the reason why they made this is because they seen success in some niches, right, that have faceless content that managed to gain an audience. But they also didn't take the example that they actually build good content, right? They made content that targeted the audience. Like, yes, face and all that at the end of the day does not matter, but you still have to make content. You still have to do something, right? So, and to be honest, guys, I got sold that idea too. But then again, when I joined the app and when I actually started watching the modules, it was pretty clear that I needed to do content, which is, and I say is a strong suit of mine. Wait, so you're telling me I couldn't even edit, like I couldn't even oh, there we go. It was a strong suit of mine because I'm not afraid to put myself out there. And maybe I am. And I think what I am a bit in a way nervous about is to actually gain success from doing that. And you may say this is one of the reasons why I upload like just shitty YouTube videos. Then I'll say, oh no, I upload shitty videos because that's my purpose of making the videos. Is to just record every single day as a documentary. And I don't know why this isn't uploading. I don't know why this shit isn't uploading. Refresh. But like now, if I'm making like content specifically for my business, then I better take it seriously. Like there's no other there's no other purpose now, because now my purpose for making content for this specific industry or business I pick is to be intentional, is to actually gain some audience and eventually, make some sales. Duplicate page. There we go. So now all we have to do is just go to here, chat, and then we'll just find some graphics. Delete that. Pop this in. Okay, so there's no pictures. I mean, there's no color option to upload. There's no option to update the colors. I don't know why that took so long to say. Okay, that's fine. Let's just find something simple. Like there's really no reason to complicate this shit. I am definitely complicating this. Let's just go with this. Let's just. I mean that. How does it look so weird? Maybe this one makes more sense. Yeah. And how big is it? Don't take that wrong, guys. Do not take that wrong. Do not take that wrong. So, can we even edit this? Can we like do that? Like find the width and shit? Adjust? How do we like know? Oh, there we go. Cool. So, position, right? Position. So height is 380, 293. 380, 293. 380, 293. 380, 293. There we go. And the colors will again remain pretty damn similar. Maybe white will go good on this example, and then this will just be that. I don't know, guys. I think we'll go with this. And then we can go to downloads, page 4 only, download. Go to here, edit, chat, desktop. And this is really unnecessary. I'm just trying to make it as professional as possible. And now the files. Again, position. Is that 380, was it? $283? Nah, I'm tripping. Wait, what? 380. Why did that change? 380, 293. 380. No, shit. 380. that correct? I don't know why it's changing, but okay, whatever. Okay. Ooh, it's only the outline, which is not great. That looks fucking horrible. Just horrible, plain horrible. That one's better. Ouch. Yeah, whatever. Go to here, go to here, go to rename. File, go to here. Like, this is really just like the easy stuff. Like, imagine you can make money from doing this. But it's not. It's just going to give yourself a little bit more credibility, and that's really all we want to do right now. But then again, like, I have to keep in mind who the heck am I targeting? I'm targeting probably some drug addicts, right? Or some teenagers, whatever, that still can't discipline themselves and understand that, you know, they won't get their full potential by still going out and working out. But also they want to not lose any performance. This could also be about athletes, you know, because athletes have a busy nightlife schedule. And athletes don't want to, you know, compromise their hard workouts or their performance because of such you know, things. Then again, athletes have coaches. And these are all the things you have to think about. Like, if you're like a professional athlete, most likely you have a coach. And most likely, you listen to your coach. Okay, let's close that. That looks better. Products. I think there was something I was supposed to do. Listed. Unlisted. Why is it unlisted? Why is it still here? Can I edit this? Logo. Okay, can I just delete this? Yes, I can. Can I make this bigger or something like that? Like shit. Okay, let me get out of here. An image. Alright, that's better. How to upload it? Reset. No, I can't. This is so small. Oh, I could just do that. Nice. But then the aspect ratio is so fucked, isn't it? Save. Let's see. Let's see if that looks bigger. And then we'll drag this across here. I mean, yeah, like you're literally compromising the aspect ratio, which is not good or whatever. So we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna do that. We can do crypto, which is quite nice. The personal. profile. Three joined. Oh. There you go, man. Hey, looks alright. Go out. Well, how can I save it? Why can't I save? I don't know, why can't I save? I copied this just in case it didn't save at all. Maybe anyways. Let's see what that did. Brother, why did it do that? My God, so annoying. Oh my Lord. Save. Edit. Logo. Remove. Save. There we go. Okay, so how do I actually control center? Add, tribe, delete, hide, control center. Why would I block it? Dude, why would I block it? Dashboard. So there's exactly 7,000 digital products at the moment. And I'm guessing like 80% does not make any money. And I'm gonna change that for mine. Okay, um, so we made out. There's one thing I was going to do though. Like I can't remember how to do it actually. Is where you type in your experience of the actual app. Setup guide. Get your first user. Share your what? Support chat. Products. Dashboard. No. I think it is in my products. Or I could just watch the goddamn video again. Which I'll probably do.
Because these are extras. I want to do this. Okay, you're going to add that question here. Does this take an ungodly amount? Which back here, I'm not sure a 30-day plan can transform my small list. Just no, don't worry about that now. We'll get to that later. But that's it. Go ahead and create products, and there you go. Don't worry about that now. We'll get to that later.
Oh yeah, my pitch. There we go. I found it. Open this in a new tab. There we go. Live on Discovery. Visible. Nice. Edit. View profile. No. So he had it like literally a minute ago.
But that's it. Go ahead and create product. No, don't worry about that now. Content. Place your answer. All right. So you get the gist. Go ahead and add your FAQs. Go ahead and fill out everything else and create your prepared content. Let's do this one. Already made. All without success. And say so. Luckily, no, it only takes 15. Because I don't have a lot of time. I'm just 6-pack back as a postpartum woman as early. I want to treat this for that looks professional. If you're not this, of course, decided to create shows that you resonate with them. Go ahead and write about how focus on what's extra that they're going to get on top of the ebook. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to add feature.
Okay, so it's literally underneath features, but I can't see it. Like I literally can't see it. Advanced. That's odd, isn't it, guys? It's pretty damn odd. Would it be in the bio? Fuck that. Sure, whatever. You can see my location. Bio, that would be
paste and confirm, and then the same with the rest. But you tried every strategy, and every strategy required and absorb them like to get your six pack back. And you struggled with postpartum weight loss, and it took you forever to get your six pack back. But you tried every strategy, and every strategy required an absorbent, like an ungodly amount of time in the gym, which you didn't have because you're.
Didn't want to lose. Yeah. Who said you can't have fun? Who said you couldn't have fun and let it out on the weekends? you spell athletes, guys? Athletes. Fuck, how do you spell athletes? Athletes. Athlete. Oh my god. To balance. The visuals. To stay fit, also body. Now if I reload this page, let's actually save it for now, in case we changed anything, which I doubt. Now if we go to my profile, it'll be here, you know. Who said you couldn't have fun and let it out on the weekends? Who said you couldn't have fun and let it out on the weekends? Who said you have to avoid a social life so that you can make progress in the gym or on the courts? I became stubborn to that belief, and my social life was shattered. So I decided to create a protocol and guide that managed to balance the lifestyle of individuals who wants to stay. Oh my God, who wants to stay fit while also partying hard because you can. Because who said you couldn't? Because who said you can't? Who said you could? Who said you couldn't? And looks like it's time to make some other social medias. And I don't think I would link my actual YouTube channel, guys. You know, with hold on. I don't think I actually linked my YouTube channel to my WAP, because that one is it's more like a personal one, I guess. Not really, but like I feel like if I want to make the transition, like I will like start making intentional content, then I should make like a new channel about that. Or I could just use the channel still. I don't know. I'll see, guys. I'll see. I'll probably separate the two just because both serves different purposes. Let's put that in the bin. Let's put this in here. Okay, now let's continue on with our videos. So we done this. Shit. Our goal is to write our first ad today before we go to the gym. That's our goal. Like we have to get this like up and running.
Now, you may not know it yet, but you've just made one of the most important decisions of your life. You see, if you're watching this video, you've discovered one of, if not the most groundbreaking opportunities in the history of online business.
By the way, you lucky MFs are seeing this content for free. Like when literally I have to pay like $3,000 for this shit.
But to truly understand the magnitude of this opportunity that lies right before you, I want to take you back to 2012 when several technological advancements made online business accessible to anyone with an internet connection and a laptop. You see, before 2012, selling products online was only reserved for an elite few. Advanced store pages, complex supply chains, and no real payment processing resulted in a monopoly market that was only accessible to large corporations who had the capital and manpower to take advantage of e-commerce. Then, Amazon changed that dynamic. Amazon connected sellers with pre-sold buyers on their marketplace without creating store pages or spending all of this money on paid advertising. And on top of this, Amazon took care of the fulfillment once the stock entered their warehouse, which dramatically decreased the supply chain complexity. This revolution represented the first wave in the world of online business. Amazon FBA. Thousands of ordinary people made millions of dollars using this model. Then, a few years later, people started realizing that the biggest issue they were having with Amazon FBA was actually fulfilling their orders. The risk was super high. You need to buy a bunch of stock up front, not knowing whether it was going to sell or not. Then came the second wave, which is dropshipping. You see, by creating simple Shopify stores and finding products from China that get directly shipped to the buyer, this advancement eliminated the need to buy bulk upfront stock. The seller only paid the supplier once the buyer had already ordered and paid for the product. Once again, ordinary people made millions during the second wave of online business. Now, to sell these products, sellers started aggressively scaling their e-commerce businesses using paid ads, specifically Facebook ads. Now, the performance of these ads would directly determine whether these e-commerce businesses would be successful or not. And that really created an opportunity which led to the third wave, which was social media marketing. This wave is where I had my first taste of success. You see, by learning how to run Facebook ads, agency owners were able to make e-commerce businesses millions of dollars and were compensated accordingly. Myself and many other agency owners were making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but there was only one problem. You see, the only way to make more money with SMMA was to get more clients, but the more clients you got, obviously the more complex the business became. The need for bigger teams as more clients came in resulted in diminishing returns. So what do? We packaged our knowledge and sold it to thousands of people in the form of digital products. Because we only needed to create the product once, and then we could sell it over and over and over. We could make more money with the same effort and the same team on the back end. You see, digital products became the fourth wave in the world of online business. Now, you might be thinking that the digital product formula is about building and selling digital products, and that I've just told you that digital products were the fourth wave. And you might be thinking, well, how is this a groundbreaking opportunity if people have already been doing this for years? Well, you notice how every new wave started with shortcomings in the prior wave that were overcome by various opportunities as well as technological advancements. And that's pretty much where we are today. The fifth wave is about to hit, and those who take advantage of it will get compensated accordingly. You see, the biggest problem historically with digital products was the barrier to entry. Selling digital products was reserved for only an elite few, people who had knowledge and capital. You see, if you wanted to build and sell a successful digital product, you needed large teams to help you research the topic, to build the product, and to create complex funnels to actually sell the product. You needed expertise on the topic that you made the product about, obviously. Then you needed expensive custom platforms to actually host your digital products. My products like Digital Launchpad, Agency Navigator, Agency Accelerator, I invested millions of dollars into team as well as a custom platform to build these products as well as the tech behind it, and it took months and years to complete. Whereas today, this has all changed. The fifth wave is upon us, and you are in a prime position to take full advantage of it. You see, two major catalysts have eliminated these barriers to entry, and as a result, will produce the next generation of online business owners. The first is artificial intelligence, and the second is digital product platforms. Now, artificial intelligence has the ability to synthesize information and create an output in a digestible format for those that are in need of that information. If trained correctly, AI plays the role of a full team of researchers and copywriters that can build digital products in a fraction of the time with almost no effort at all. The need for expertise is basically gone. AI can now take knowledge and expertise from the greatest minds in any niche, structure that knowledge, and build a digital product better than any single human can. And you really need to remember that the value lies in the product you build and the problem that you solve. evolve. The person behind the product is irrelevant. Now, the second game changer is the rise of digital product platforms. As many of you guys know, I made a very substantial investment and I'm now the co-owner of the biggest digital product platform on earth, Whop. You see, in the past, I needed to hire developers to build a custom platform and set up payment processors for people to buy my products. And on top of that, I needed to build complex funnels to bring buyers from other platforms to my custom platform to make sales. Whereas Whop can do all of this and more. Whop hosts your digital products on a platform built by the most skilled developers in the world. We have inbuilt payment processing that can be set up in just a few clicks, and it has the biggest digital product marketplace on earth built directly into the platform. And that is why I'm saying that the fifth wave is here. And by joining Monetize, you are in the perfect place to take advantage of the biggest opportunity in the history of online space. Now, I know that's a big statement, so let me actually back it up with some facts. You see, in 2025, the digital product market is worth $325 billion a year. By 2030, it's projected to be worth $840 billion a year. In the next 5 years, this industry is projected to double, almost triple in size. Now, why do you think economists are making these projections? It's because they are seeing exactly what I have just told you. The barriers to entering the digital product market are gone. And when barriers to entry disappear, the market grows exponentially. Listen, do you think I would have bought a significant stake in a company like Whop without doing my research? I do my research.
Why the fuck do I feel like I've listened to this exact same video somewhere else? Or is he just using the same example?
Make decisions
that he made before.
Facts. And the fact is that this market is about to explode.
I know I'm judging a lot, guys, but
are in early. And those who are early and take advantage of opportunities of this size end up winning in the long term. I mean, just look at me with SMMA. I got in early, rode the wave, and almost 10 years later, I am winning because of it. It was a launch pad for everything else I did in my career. And this is the opportunity that you have in front of you. Now, Monetize has provided you with all the tools you will need to succeed as quickly as humanly possible. You have Synthesis AI, an AI tool built specifically to create world-class digital products. Synthesis AI will help you find profitable digital product topics that are underserved in the market. Synthesis AI will then build your product for you, providing you with scripts, tools, and resources, and it will help you even find the name of your product. It will help you price your product. It will even write the copy for your Whop sales page. And the best part is it will do all of this in minutes. This allows you to build as many products as you like until you find one that works for you. It's kind of like a slot machine, except it costs you nothing. And when you hit a winner, you're talking about millions and millions of dollars. So I want to make something very clear. Your first product, or even your second product, or even your third product might not work out. But the difference is in the past waves, if we were talking about Amazon FBA, okay, maybe your first product doesn't work and it's cost you $5,000 or $10,000. And then let's say you fail once, twice, 3 times. This can really financially ruin a person. Same thing with dropshipping. Let's say you're spending money testing ads. That can really financially ruin a person. Whereas now with digital products and all of the tools that you have, I'm not guaranteeing, I'm not saying that your first digital product with synthesized AI is going to be a winner. It may not be. But the beautiful thing is that you basically get to keep pulling the slot machine and keep trying until you get a winner. And it costs you absolutely nothing now that you're inside Monetize. We have also given you Ghostwriter OS. I mean, think about Ghostwriter OS as your own personal copywriter. Ghostwriter OS can fulfill any tasks that a copywriter can. It can optimize your sales page copy. It can write scripts for content. It can write ad copy. From a copywriting standpoint, it can do basically everything you want. Now, by the way, this isn't some gimmicky AI tool that writes mediocre copy that I've just added into offer for no reason. For a long time, I actually didn't believe in this stuff. But my own CMO, Luis, personally uses Ghostwriter OS on a daily basis to help optimize and structure the copy he writes. And by the way, that's actually how I ended up finding out and investing in the company, because about a year ago, he ended up revealing that he was using this company. And then that's where I was like, okay, you know, maybe there is something to this. Now, he's been using AI for years, but it was still mainly him doing it. When it became abundantly clear that he was basically steering the ship, but Ghostwriter OS was the engine moving everything forward, I was like, oh wow, there's something here. And I view Ghostwriter.
But like everything, guys, with AI, you have to know what the fuck you are doing. Like if you just write prompts and not know what you want the exact, like if you write shitty prompts, the AI is going to give you shitty responses. Like I cannot stress this enough, guys. Like you have to know how to write prompts properly. And most importantly, when the AI does give you something back, you have to know like about the thing you are asking it to solve. Otherwise, the result may just be mediocre. Like it may be shit and you would not even know the difference. And if you don't know anything about it, then you're going to have this belief that, oh, you know, AI wrote this, so shit. You're saying that because you don't know exactly if it's bad or good. And, you know, being human, you naturally default to the negative side instead of being optimistic, which I can't blame. I can't literally blame it. You know, when I first made my digital product with the AI thing, like, I did not even bother to read it because first of all, like, I wasn't too educated on the topic. Like, yes, I have personal experience, but, you know, scientific literature and all that shit, like, I don't know much about it, you know. So you have to know what you are talking about still, guys. Either that or you position yourself in front of others and let the market judge you. Let them point out, oh, this is shit, and you can change it by then. But
OS as a secret weapon inside Monetize, because only Monetize users have access to it. It gives you the edge against anyone outside of Monetize. And finally, you have WAP. Of course, WAP is there for anyone to use, but remember,
either way, guys, I am not gonna let my own judgment, my own limiting belief stop me from making money in this platform. Because if other people can do it, then I can too.
Or Monetize user. And because of that, this gives you an edge. Listen, I'm the co-owner of WAP, which means that I can see the back end of tens of thousands of digital products on the platform. I know all the data. I know exactly what's going on in real time. I know which products are doing well and why they are doing well. I know which niches are trending and which niches are oversaturated. I know all the smallest intricacies that increase product performance on WAP, and I will be sharing this with you during the course of the program. You have access to knowledge about WAP that no one else has because you are getting it directly from one of the owners of the company. But by the way, it doesn't stop there. Monetize will have its own tab on WAP where only digital products built by Monetize users will show, which creates more visibility for our users. And this means that your digital product will get more eyeballs than digital products built by WAP users outside of Monetize. Now, before going on this journey, I want you to know that you are in the best hands possible when it comes to making money with digital products. I have been in this industry from the very start. Nobody knows this industry like I do. I've been building and selling digital products for over 7 years and have generated just shy of $100 million in the process. I have built and scaled products across every price point, from low ticket to mid ticket to high ticket offers. And as I just mentioned, as a co-owner of WAP, I have more real-time insight than anyone else on earth. In the humblest way possible, no one is more qualified than I am to help you start and scale your digital products. Now, let me tell you the goal of the digital product formula. I want to guide you through this process sequentially to make sure you know exactly what to do at all times. You see, by building your product alongside you as you go through the modules, you will never feel lost and you will avoid making mistakes. This program is structured in a step-by-step format to make sure that you watch the modules in order so you don't miss any crucial steps. Phase 1 is a foundational phase where I'll be breaking down the basic concepts of digital products and giving you the best base to build from. During phase 2 is where I'm going to start building your product using Synthesis AI, and I'm going to be covering the macro topics, but my product team will actually be building a product alongside you in a walkthrough format, so that way you're able to follow them.
This is a recording from somewhere else.
Where we show you how to launch your product and get your first sale. Similar to phase 2, I'm going to cover some of the macro topics, but my team have actually filmed WAP walkthrough videos, so that way you can follow them as they set up their WAP. In phase 4, I show you how to build a perpetual distribution system. So in simple terms, content assets that increase sales by bringing by
like this should not even be here.
Like YouTube. Phase 5 is all about troubleshooting and getting proof of concept. We have built a framework for you to identify bottlenecks that are hindering you as you scale. And on top of that, we have built a correlated framework that helps you solve the problems that you identify. As long as you use this framework and stick with it, it's not a matter of if you succeed, it's a matter of when. The next phase will show you how to expand your content distribution system by creating content on platforms like Instagram, X, TikTok, and LinkedIn to drive more sales. And finally, phase 7 will cover paid advertising. This is a more advanced form of driving sales, but when you utilize at the right time and in the correct manner, it serves as a great way to take your business to the next level. As the industry develops, we continue adding phases and modules where needed, but for right now, the digital product formula covers everything you need to make money with digital products. Now, with Synthesis AI, Ghostwriter OS, WAP, as well as the digital product formula, you have everything you need to succeed in the fast-growing world of digital products. That being said, Monetize offers even more. We are dedicated to your success, and we want to give you everything you need to succeed. So, because of that, there's going to be a variety of coaching calls on a weekly basis inside the Monetize.
I'm going to start showing up with
as many of these calls as possible. All of the coaches are well versed in
I think that's the most important thing this course has to offer is literally the coaching, and I have to show up, you know. Yesterday, I went to like a community call run by 2 girls, and I'm not judging them because of gender, but it was just trash. Like, it was just like a hangout call. Like sure, like community call, I get it. I get it, which is why I'm not like judging it too hard, but like, you know, like, I don't know, guys.
A multitude of skills.
I don't know. I'm definitely judging too much.
Successful digital products. They will be there to answer any questions you may have along the way. So make the most of their knowledge. I have seen this over and over again during my career in digital products. The most successful users in all of my digital products attended coaching calls religiously and made use of the coaches. Remember, it's no extra cost. It's no additional charge. Now, outside of this, there are multiple chats inside the Monetize WAP for you to connect with other users. It is imperative that you connect with other users and provide value to one another. I'll be very honest, starting a business can be lonely, and having people who understand what you are trying to achieve is crucial. We provide the platform. You would be naive not to make use of it. Now, once you complete this module, I have a task for you. Head over to monetize WAP and write a short introduction in the general chat.
Oh my
This meant
god,
$250,000 in
this has been recorded before. Oh my god, I was watching the freaking first video. No wonder why I was wondering, like, why does this feel like it's been recorded before? I was literally watching the first goddamn video. Fuck's sake. 15 minutes of my time just going like that. Because I could not, I didn't, oh my god. Yeah, there we go. That's now we're on track. Again, judging too much, and that's the problem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to phase 4 of Digital Product Formula. Now, let me ask you something. What is the point of having the most incredible digital product in the world if no one knows it exists? You could have synthesized AI create the most valuable, expert-level digital product that would normally take someone years to put together, and you could have it packaged up beautifully on WAP with all the bells and whistles, but if you can't get it in front of the right people who are dying to buy it, then it's completely worthless. And that is exactly what we're solving in phase 4. This is where everything you've built so far actually starts making you money. Real money. I'm talking about your first 1,000, your first 5,000, even your first $10,000 online. Most people think they have only 2 options when it comes to selling their digital products. Option 1, spend months or years grinding away, creating content, trying to build an audience from scratch, hoping to become some sort of influencer or celebrity. The problem with this approach is time. Building an audience from 0 to even 10,000 followers takes most people 6 months to 2 years of consistent daily content creation, and that's assuming you actually know what content performs well, which most beginners don't. Now, don't get me wrong, we actually have a phase dedicated to showing you exactly how to create content that converts. So from a long-term perspective, creating content to sell digital products absolutely makes sense, but if you want to make sales quickly, it's not the best way to start. Option 2 is burn through thousands of dollars on Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, basically gambling your money away with no guarantee of result. The issue with paid advertising is that it requires significant upfront capital and expertise, and most beginners lose money on ads because they don't understand targeting, copywriting, or conversion optimization. You could easily spend $2,000 to $5,000 learning through trial and error, and many people never recover that investment. And when you're first starting out, you can't afford to lose thousands of dollars while trying to figure it out. Once again, paid ads absolutely have their place at a different stage in your business, but to start out, it's not the best way to go. First, you want to find proof of concept without spending any of your own money out of pocket. If you can do that, then you are in a position where it's almost like having an unlimited slot machine. You can pull that lever as many times as you want and you will never lose any money. You just have to pull it enough times and eventually you'll win. Both of these options create a massive barrier to entry. They either require years of your time or thousands of dollars of risk capital, and neither is realistic for someone trying to make their first $1,000 online. But there's a third option, an option where you don't need to be famous, you don't need a big budget, and you don't need to risk a single penny of your own money until you're already making sales. That is exactly what influencer arbitrage is all about. So, what is influencer arbitrage? Influencer arbitrage is basically hacking someone else's audience. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're a small-time music producer and you want to get your music out there. You could spend months and months playing in all these small venues trying to build up this fan base from scratch. Or imagine you could just connect with a popular DJ and he agrees to play your music in front of a packed out festival tomorrow night. Which one do you think is going to get you better results? The second option, of course, because you are instantly tapping into an audience that's already there, already engaged, and already trusting the person making the recommendation. And that is exactly what influencer arbitrage is. Instead of building your own audience or paying for ads, you find people who already have the exact audience that wants your product. You give them a percentage of every sale they generate, so they only make money when you make money. There are hundreds of thousands of micro-influencers, people with 10 to 100,000 followers who've built engaged, trusting audiences, but don't have high-value products to sell them. These creators have spent years developing trust with their followers. Their audience hangs on every word they say and values their recommendation, but most of them are monetizing poorly. They might have a discount code or some random product that gives them 3 to 5% commission on a $30 item. Okay, great, that's $1.50 per sale if they're lucky. Meanwhile, you have a high-value digital product, something that's worth $50, $100, maybe even $200 or more, but you don't have an audience to sell it to. The opportunity exists because you can offer these creators much higher commission rates than they are used to. And since digital products have no cost of goods sold, you can afford to pay 20, 30, or even 50% commissions and still be profitable. They make more money than they ever have, and you get access to an engaged audience without spending anything up front. Let me give you a great example of this. Let's say you find a fitness influencer with 50,000 followers. You offer them 25% commission on your $97 digital product. They post about your product to their audience, and let's say that 0.1% of their audience buys your product. That means 50 people out of their 50,000 followers. That is 50 sales times 97. That is $4,850 in total revenue. Now, let's say you gave your influencer a 25% commission. That would be around $1,200, which you would pay the influencer for getting you those sales. And that leaves you with a profit of $3,600 without spending a penny upfront, without creating any content yourself, and without having to convince a cold audience to trust you. Now, if we were to compare that to paid advertising, you pay upfront regardless of the results. You could spend $2,000 on Facebook ads and get 0 sales. With influencer arbitrage, you only pay when a sale actually happens. This means your downside risk is essentially zero. The worst case scenario is that nothing happens. The influencer posts about your product and nobody buys it, and in that case, you pay nothing and lose nothing except a few hours of your time. The upside, however, is unlimited. You could partner with one influencer and make a few $1,000s, or you could partner with dozens of influencers and scale this thing into a six-figure business. This risk to reward profile makes influencer arbitrage perfect for beginners who can't afford to lose money while they learn. And it's amazing because you get to test the market and validate your product without any financial risk. So how do you actually implement this? The beauty is in how straightforward the whole process really is. Step one is identify micro-influencers whose audience matches your digital product. If you create a fitness product, you find fitness influencers. If you create a business product, you find business influencers. The key is audience alignment. Their followers need to be the same people who would want your product. Step two is reach out with a partnership proposal. You explain that you have a high-quality digital product that would benefit their audience, and instead of paying them a small upfront fee, you want to give them a significant percentage of every sale they generate. Step three, they promote your product to their audience, and we give them the exact scripts to use, so there's minimal work on their end. All they have to do is post it. Sales happen, you both get paid, and everyone wins. Now, that was just a high-level overview of how this works. The real magic happens when you get into the specific implementation of details. And that is exactly what Kyle is going to show you how to do during the rest of this phase. The rest of this phase is designed to take you from understanding the concept to actually implementing it and making sales. So I'm going to go ahead and pass the baton off to Kyle, who's going to walk you through every single step of this process. He's going to show you how to identify the right influencers for your specific niche, how to craft outreach messages that get positive responses, how to structure partnership deals that work for both parties, how to track your results, and everything in between. You're going to watch over his shoulder as he demonstrates each step in real time, and by the end of this phase, you're going to have your complete influencer arbitrage system set up and ready to start generating your first sales. And on that note, let's get into it.
I think I'll still create my own content, and at the same time, try influence this model, which means I need to also set up my social media. So let's take that off. Okay. All right, let's see what we have to do. And I know it's what Iman said on that method is truly viable. Why? Because look at this person. If like I would not believe anything he says if it was not because of, my trust in Iman. And he may be more than qualified to teach this. But if I did not watch his content specifically to gain that trust, I would not buy his course. It's simple as that, which is why you see so many people and you don't buy that course. And some people who do buy the course, may actually get results. So, building that trust is important, which is why I still want to make my own content and also leverage this. I mean, I do make my own content. It's just very shit content, guys. It's just me yapping on every single day.
Alright guys, now that you understand what influencer arbitrage actually is and why it's the fastest way to make your first sale online, it's time to get into the tactical execution, okay? The actual step-by-step on how to actually...
Alright, let's get the step-by-step going.
start putting money in your pocket with this. Now, by the end of this module, you're going to know exactly how to find the perfect influencers for your products, how to evaluate whether they're worth working with, and how to reach out to them in a way that gets responses. Now, first point, I want to go ahead and actually just make you aware of is this is a numbers game, but it's a numbers game that is heavily stacked in your favor. And the reason I say that is because you're reaching out to these people, offering them an opportunity to make more money. So in what world does someone not want to make any more money? And that's why it's much easier to get responses when doing it with the strategy that I'm going to be sharing with you in this module. So think about it, you're literally offering to pay people money to promote products that can genuinely help their audience. Most influencers are struggling to monetize their following. You're solving a real problem for them while solving your distribution problem at the same time. So the key is understanding exactly who to approach and how to approach them. So let's start with who we actually need to approach. So we're looking for micro influencers. So as you can see in this graphic, we have mega influencers, so 1 million plus followers. We have macro influencers, which is 500K to 1 million. We're going to be targeting micro influencers, which is 10 to 100K. And then nano influencers are a little bit too small for the purposes that we want to use them for. So we're not going to be using them. But let's get into why we're going to be using micro influencers. Okay, so what most people get wrong about influencer marketing is that they think bigger is always better. Okay, they see someone with 500,000 followers and think, okay, if I could just sign this person and get them to sell my product, I'll be set for life. Okay, and that's not always the case, unfortunately. So let's get into why. First, big influencers are expensive. Someone with 500,000 followers knows their worth. They're going to want thousands of dollars upfront, regardless of whether your product actually sells. And unfortunately, when you're starting out, you want to be able to fall and scrape your knees and not suffer too many consequences from that. And unfortunately, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're paying someone upfront for something and then you don't get results at the end of that. And then unfortunately, you're stuck. Okay, so second, big influencers get pitched constantly. Your message is going to be one of hundreds they'll receive every single day. It's definitely difficult to stand out at that point. And then lastly, big influencers often have great engaged audiences. So this might seem counterintuitive, but it's actually true. The bigger someone gets, the more their audience becomes passive consumers rather than active participants. Okay, and that's why micro influencers have the perfect mix. Okay, so
what does that sound?
100,000 followers, and they're small enough so that their audience is still engaged. If you follow this person, I wouldn't say it's like a cult following, but I would say the engagement is definitely much stronger because they're able to interact with them in a way that's much easier for them to go ahead and actually do and fulfill than someone with 500,000 plus followers. Okay, so the real opportunity is with micro influencers. So these are people with anywhere from 10,000 to 300,000 followers, but the sweet spot is usually between 30,000 to 40,000 followers. And then depending on the niche, the higher you go, sometimes it is better between 80 and 100,000.
So
followers, but rule of thumb between 30,000 and 100,000 followers is going to be a really good range. Now, reasons why this range is perfect. Okay, they have engaged audiences, their followers still feel like they have a personal connection with them. When they recommend something, people actually listen. Okay, and that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. They're hungry for better monetization opportunities. Most of them are making very little money from their following. They might get the occasional brand deal for a few $100s. That's about it. You're offering them something much better. Okay, usually what happens is they'll come to these influencers and they'll ask them to promote a physical product that's usually maybe $30 to $100, and they'll get maybe 1 to 3% commissions paid out on that. And if you do the math, obviously that's not a lot of money. Unfortunately, you're going to be coming to them with a much bigger opportunity, and we'll get into how much you'll be paying them later down the line and how you'll be paying them, and in a way that doesn't actually put you at risk. We'll get into in just a bit. Okay. Next is they're accessible. They actually respond to the DMs. They read their messages. You can have real conversations with them. And then after that, they're not oversaturated with offers. Okay. So while big influencers get pitched constantly, micro influencers might have only a few partnership offers per month. Your message won't get lost in the noise. You'll stand out and you're actually able to have conversations so that you can get deals over the line. All right. Now, having the right follow account is just the starting point. You need to evaluate them on several criteria to make sure they're actually worth partnering with. Okay. So you don't want to waste all of your effort and time. So let's look at a few pieces of criteria that make sure they tick the boxes of the perfect influencer for you to go ahead and actually partner with. Okay, the Instagram suggestions method. The fastest way to find quality micro influencers is through Instagram's suggestion feature. This is hands down the most effective method I've found, and here's exactly how to actually go. and do that. Okay, so step one is you find one good micro influencer in your niche. This doesn't have to be perfect. You just need someone who has roughly the right audience size and posts content related to your product. And as you can see over here, I've gone ahead and just created a graphic for you so you can see chiropractor. So I've just searched chiropractor as my niche, and then I've picked this guy over here who has around 126,000 followers. Okay, next, go to their profile and click suggested button. So that's right over here. Instagram's algorithm is going to show you other accounts that are similar in size and in niche. So as you click that button, as you can see, all of these other chiropractor doctors show up, which are of a similar size with similar engagement metrics that you're able to go ahead and find very similar influencers for. Step 3, go through these suggested accounts and evaluate them based on criteria that I'm going to give you in this module, okay? And then step 4, for each good influencer you find, repeat the process, click the suggested button, and evaluate those accounts, okay? Just by doing that, you'll find more than 100 influencers that you're able to go ahead and actually partner with, and we'll give you a prospecting sheet that you can obviously keep track of all of this so you don't lose the accounts. Okay, now this creates a snowball method. One good influencer leads you to 10 more, 10 good influencers lead you to 100 more. Within a few hours, you can have a massive list of potential partners. The reason this method works so well is that Instagram groups similar accounts together. When you start with one micro influencer, it then looks at their suggestions. You'll find other micro influencers that are exactly the same. If you started with mega influencer, same thing applies. So if you started with an influencer with 1 million followers, and then you go through to their suggestions, you're going to find other influencers in that niche with a similar amount of followers. Okay. Now, there are other methods other than just doing that, which are, for example, hashtag search. So you can use relevant hashtags for your niche. If you created a fitness product, for example, you can go search hashtag FitLife. You can search workouts, healthy lifestyle. If you created a parenting product, then you can go ahead and search mom, you can search dad, you can search parenting tips, and you're then able to go ahead and look through those posts with those hashtags, and then you'll find similar creators in those niches, which you can then repeat the process as well. So if you've done all of these suggested accounts and you want even more now, I doubt you'll ever be in that situation because you can find so many. You then go ahead and search hashtags, find more influencers, and then do the suggested accounts method again. Okay. Now, in terms of followers and following lists, find an influencer in your space. They can be big or small, and look through their followers and following lists. This is obviously a less strategic way to go ahead and actually find influencers. So I would leave this as a last resort, but your daily goal should be to find 200 to 300 new potential influencers every single day. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but once you get the system down, you can find 200 to 300. In a matter of a 1.5 hour deep work session where you just sit down, turn off all distractions, and this is the only task you work on, you'll get to that number fairly quickly. Now, in terms of pre-qualifying influencers, we want to make sure that they tick all the boxes that I'm going to be going through right now, just to make sure that they are good quality at the end of the day. Okay, so these are absolutely critical. Not every person with 30,000.
That was pretty bad. Why is it like this? feel like that's gonna be tricky because I don't think. I mean, I can't say I don't think because I haven't seen, but I haven't seen any really influence out there who would promote people, not promote, but like still.
Followers is going to be a good partner for you. You need to evaluate each potential influencer on multiple metrics.
I don't know where I was going with that.
Think about reaching out. Okay, so let me walk through exactly what to look for and what to avoid. First one, follower accounts. We've already talked about this. You want people in the 10,000 followers to the 300,000 followers range, and then the sweet spot being between 30 to 40, and then depending on the niche, up to 100,000 followers.
Ooh.
Okay. Posting consistency. Look at their recent posts. Are they posting regularly? Ideally, you want someone who posts at least a few times per week. If their last post was 3 weeks ago, they're probably not actively engaging with their audience, and they're going to have somewhat of a dead account, and that's not someone that you obviously want to partner with either. Okay. In terms of content quality, the content doesn't need to be professional studio grade quality, but it should be clear and engaging. Blurry photos or incomprehensible captions are red flags. Any sort of content that you think isn't really tailored towards the audience, you want to go ahead and note that as a red flag to not move forward with them. Now, in terms of audience alignment, this is probably the most important. Their audience needs to overlap significantly with your target customer. So if you created a business product and they post primarily about fashion, that's not going to work regardless of their other metrics. So if there's another example would be if there's an influencer who creates content on parenting tips, but then your product is how to solve separation anxiety in your dog, then obviously that's not going to work, okay? Because their followers are interested in the stuff that they post, and your product is about dogs. So you're going to want to find a dog-related influencer that posts a lot of stuff about their dogs, okay? Especially the problem that your product solves. That's not a must, but does need to align, if that makes sense, okay? Now, in terms of engagement metrics, this is where most people mess up. They look at follower counts and then they think that's all that matters. Unfortunately not, but engagement is actually much more important than the raw follower numbers. So let's quickly go through that. Now, in terms of engagement,
like as I was going with that, like the product I make is about like, how can you maintain your current lifestyle, which may be a very bad lifestyle, like probably like, going out every single weekend, taking drugs, and you still yet want to, get a good physique. Like, obviously it's about harm reduction. So I probably should, I just kind of answered my own question. Find an influencer that supports harm reduction. Yeah. Yeah. What is the real, guys? The one thing the one thing I notice about digital products is how fucking stupid, again, excuse my language, but how stupid easy the information and straightforward it is, that it just makes you think I can do this myself. Like I can do this myself. It's literally all about packaging it. Like how can I sell this? Because knowledge is universal, guys. Like, yeah, that's one thing I understood from everything if it's self-improvement. Like that knowledge is universal. It doesn't really change much. It's just the way how you deliver it changes.
Engagement rates, you want to see at least a 3% engagement rate. So you can check this on Social Blade, which is a free tool that analyzes Instagram accounts. An engagement rate below 3% usually indicates their followers are purchased or they have a disengaged audience. Next is reel views. So you want to have a look at their reels and check their view counts. You want to see at least 10,000 views per reel, and ideally the view count should be close to or higher than their follower accounts. Obviously not every reel is going to match their follower accounts, but it needs to be very close to it. Okay, so if someone has 50,000 followers and their reels only get 2K views, so their average view count is around 2,000, that's obviously a red flag. You want to be looking for at least 10,000, 20,000 views per reel, and that does usually indicate purchase followers or a disengaged audience. Okay, next is story views. This one's tricky because you can't see story views from the outside, but when you start talking to potential partners, you'll ask them for screenshots of their story insights. You want to see story views that are proportional to their follower count as well, typically around 10 to 20% of their followers. Okay. Now, in terms of active comments, look at their comments and see their recent posts. Are people actually engaging? Is it just spam comments and bots? That's a big one. You want to take note of that. And then quality comments from real people indicates an engaged audience as well. Now, in terms of red flags, purchase followers, check Social Blade for suspicious follower patterns. If someone gained 10,000 followers in a single day with no viral post to explain it, they likely bought followers. Okay, that's something you want to look out for. Declining follower accounts, so if their follower count has been consistently dropping over the past 30 days, that's also a bad sign. Usually means Instagram is cleaning up fake accounts or their content quality is declining. Low engagement despite high follower counts, so this is often a sign of purchase followers, like I mentioned before. And then constantly promoting sketchy products. So if every other post is promoting some get-rich scheme or gambling app or some trading, whatever it might be, their audience is either not responsive to promotions or they've trained their audience to ignore promotional content. You also just want to stay away from anyone that does promotions too often, because you'll get something called audience fatigue. Okay, they'll grow used to this sort.
And I think that's the thing, guys. Perfectionism kills, because after watching these expensive digital products, you realize that, they are not trying to be perfect. They literally are just making the most simplest shit, but they managed to sell it. They managed to sell it because they didn't try to focus on perfection. They just decided to, okay, this is the information that's going to work. Like, this is going to work. It's going to solve a problem. That's all that matters. Now we're going to focus on how we can deliver this. And my focus should be on delivery rather than actual product quality. Well, obviously it needs to matter, but if an example would be like, okay, how do you wash your hair? You're not going to go through 100 different products, like how to wash your hair at what time to make it clean, but rather you just say, okay, this is what you do. You put shampoo, condition, that's it. Like, it works, right? Definitely works. But now how am I going to deliver this in a way that it is going to be seen? And if it's going to be seen, I'm going to receive some feedback. And by feedback, I can then improve. And that's something I should focus on instead of trying to make it perfect right away. which is something, you know, this course has been saying, and I just have not been, you know, really paying attention to it.
Sort of stuff if they follow this influencer, and then it won't get as big of a hit as you'd like it to when you actually partner with them. And then last one, going to be wrong demographics. Make sure their audience age and location align with your product. If you're selling a business course and their audience is primarily teenagers, obviously that's not going to work. Okay, teenagers have obviously a lower purchasing power. You'd want someone that's ideally over 18, working a job already, so they have some disposable cash to invest into something like that. Good signs to look for: high story activity, so influencers who post a lot on their stories and share day-to-day life and tend to be more engaged with audiences. Any talking head videos as well, so they take their phone and they just film themselves talking to their phone. Those are also really good posts. Genuine audience interaction, so look for real comments, questions from followers, and even more important, replies to followers from the actual account. Audience alignment, their followers should be the same people who would naturally want your product as well. I did chat about that earlier, so take note of that. And then the professional approach. They respond to messages professionally, have clear contact information, and treat their social media presence seriously. They're not slapdash. You can see they actually take the time to look after their page. Okay. Now, you can find most of these metrics by manually checking their profiles, but I highly recommend using Social Blade to get accurate engagement rates and follow growth data. It only takes a few seconds to check each account, and it can save you from partnering with influencers who won't deliver you results. Other than that, you also have to actually reach out to these influencers. When you're chatting to them, you're going to have to request their information from their insights. Okay, so if they have a professional account, as you can see on this image, this is why I put it here, you can see they're able to check the insights of every post, the insights of their audience, what is the split between female followers and male followers. This is the sort of stuff you're going to want to request from them, and we'll get into that in this phase. Okay, now the exciting stuff: outreach. What to actually say when you reach out to them. Okay, now comes the part where most people either succeed or fail, actually reaching out to these influencers and getting them to respond. Now, the thing I want you to understand here is you're actually in a strong position, and I mentioned this in the beginning. You're offering to pay them money for something they're already doing. You're also coming to them to offer an opportunity to be paid rather than asking them to pay you, so it's much easier to get a response. The key is approaching them the right way, being persistent without being annoying. Okay, so your daily target should be between 150 to 200 messages per day minimum, and I know that sounds like a lot, and you are going to run into some Instagram limits, which we'll touch on later. So you might not be able to hit this amount of messages your first day. It might only be 30 to 50, but we'll get into that in just a bit. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but remember, this is a numbers game. Even with the perfect messaging, not everyone is going to respond or be interested. You need volume to make this work. Okay, so best times to reach out, which is also very important, just to make sure they're on their phone so you don't get ghosted for too long. Morning outreach between 7 and 9. People check their phones when they first wake up. Obviously, not all of you.
All right, let's do this. This literally means I'm have to change my routine, guys. To depending on where I outreach to, of course.
you're in the same country. So if you're where I am, for example, I'm in South Africa and I want to reach out to someone in the US, obviously, let me just take a look at their time zone difference and then I'll respond and reply accordingly. Okay. Evening outreach, after work and dinner, people are scrolling through their social media to unwind. This is also a prime engagement time. And then avoid afternoon outreach. Most influencers are busy with work or other activities during these hours. Messages sent through this time often go unseen. Okay, now it's not I would say it's definitely important, but try your best. Try your best to reach out during these times. It's not make or break, but definitely try your best. Okay. Now, in terms of strategies, what I found works best is going to be story replies. Okay, so if you send them a DM and they don't follow you, you're going to end up in requests. And sometimes you don't get those notifications when someone messages you and you're in their requests. Okay, so story replies are generally better because they generate push notifications, which means higher visibility. When someone replies to a story, Instagram sends an immediate notification that's hard to ignore. Okay, even if they don't follow you. Direct messages can work, but they often get buried in the message requests folder, especially if the influencer doesn't follow you back, just like I just mentioned. So what we recommend is start with story replies when possible, and then you can follow up with DMs if needed. If they don't have any stories, then continue with DMs. It's not a make or break, but it definitely does help. Okay. Now, in terms of messages that work, I'm going to give you some exact message templates that we can go through. These have been tested across thousands of outreach attempts, and they consistently generate the highest response rates. What's beautiful about this is it's nice and short. Okay. You don't have to send them a whole long essay as your first message, because no one's going to want.
I'm gonna get a new mouse or something. This is literally triggering me so hard. Shit. Can I do this? Ah, that's annoying. So I have to actually type it in. Now, the other thought that came into my mind is, David, well, if this person is giving you the template to, outreach, then it means it's widely available for everyone else in the course. Which means, wouldn't that mean that everyone else will get the same exact outreach method and therefore it may be saturated? And, this again is just like a limiting belief. Like, yes, sure, it may be that case. But guess what? At the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter, right? It simply doesn't matter. Like, you have two separate persons, right? You have two people, or perhaps you're in a group. That's the same training program, same, same training program, same, or perhaps even personal adjusted calories, whatever, right? And yet you have some people who succeed and some don't, or some perhaps better performance and some don't. And yes, genetics and shit does take into place, but it's all about being consistent and doing a little bit more than the other. And at the end of the day, it may just be who has the a more work ethic. But then again, like, this is just a template. Like afterwards, you have to then come up with how you are going to handle rejections, how you're going to build that trust, etc. Like a template will only get you so far. It will only get you so far. Shit, what are they? My hands are hurting from typing so much. Honestly, guys, if all I have to do is this, is literally joy.
To read that, okay? You don't want them to have to
From
scroll and take the time to read this
calling
next one. You want
days.
to be quick, direct, and to the point. So here are some examples. Okay, so hi, name, I'd love to partner with you on a paid story collaboration. Can we talk here, or would you prefer to share your contacts so I can explain the project in more detail? Next, availability check. Hi, name, I have a proposal for a paid promo, 3 stories. Do you have availability in your schedule to chat? Rate inquiry. Hey, do you have availability for a promo? I have a proposal for 3 stories and wanted to know what your rate is and if possible. Okay, this one's a great one because you're obviously asking about their rates, gets great replies, so definitely test that one. Multi-story campaign. Now this is best aligned with the actual promotion strategy that we're going to teach you. So hey name, I'd like to book a promo campaign with you. What's your rate for 6 stories? Can we talk here, or do you have another contact? And then partnership approach. Hi name, we have a job opportunity for you, or we have a money-making opportunity for you. We primarily work within the digital product space. Should we chat to you, or could you share another contact? Okay. Key elements to make sure that this works is immediate value proposition. Okay, you lead with the fact that this is paid work and they're going to get paid for it. Next, specific ask. So you're not vague about what you want. You're asking for specific deliverables. Or you're just being very specific about what you want. Hey, you want to partner with them for promotion. Professional tone, so you sound like someone they'd want to be in business with, not just a random person sliding into their DMs. Another important fact, which we haven't added here, is have a good Instagram profile. Don't have a G-Wagon as your profile photo. Don't have your dog. Have a professional, you look neat photo as your profile photo. Don't have any weird photos of you partying out with friends on your actual Instagram. Make sure that you look good, someone that's presentable, that looks like a good person to get into business with. Okay. And then lastly, options for communication. You give them choices about how to continue with this conversation. Okay. So you leave it open-ended so they know how to respond. Okay. Now, money is in the follow-up, as with everything, even with this. Like we said, you're not going to get responses from everyone, so it is important for you to follow up. You want to follow up between 2 to 3 times per day maximum. Any more than that becomes spam. You can follow up for maximum 3 days doing this strategy. After that, you can just move on. A good strategy is something I like to call the breakup.
My next goal is I'm gonna follow up till literally they give me a yes or no question. I'm just literally. I am a persistent guy. I am a persistent and consistent person if I put my goddamn mind towards it. And this is something, this will be my next purpose. I will follow up and chase their ass until they turn around and tell me to either fuck off or they turn around and give me the money. That is my goal. That is not a goal. That is literally my purpose.
Breakup message. So basically, if they're not responding, you then send a breakup message, leaving the doors open. So for example, you would say, hey, I've been reaching out to you for the last few days, and obviously haven't got to you, unfortunately. I have a great opportunity and think it would be worth your while. I'm going to leave the doors open over here. I'm going to stop reaching out, but should you come across this message later, I understand people are busy. You can just let me know and we'll continue the conversation from there. Okay, so should they go ahead and actually open it, you've sort of broken up, so you don't have to follow up anymore, but should they come across from it, they know that the doors are open for a conversation to continue. Okay, now follow up with timing, space your follow-ups across different times of the day, morning, afternoon, evening. It would be best for you to align it with the best times to reach out, like I mentioned earlier, and then don't send the same message multiple times. Okay, vary your approach slightly or add your information. Same message rotation. Okay, we're going to touch on it now, but you don't want to send the same script over and over again because Instagram will flag it and they'll ban you. Okay. After 3 days, if you haven't heard back, move on to the next influencer or use the breakup strategy, which I've just mentioned. Don't take it personally. They might be busy, might not check their messages regularly, or might not be interested in partnerships right now. They might even decline and say no, and that's okay. The more no's you get, the closer you are to a yes. Now, in terms of message rotation strategy, Instagram algorithms can flag accounts that send too many similar messages. So you need to avoid this and rotate your messages. So rotate through the templates that we've provided to you. Obviously prevents your account from being spammed, keeps your outreach feeling fresh and personal, and reduces the risk of Instagram limiting the amount of messages you can send. And then how to rotate, just use the different templates throughout the day that I've mentioned. Okay. Also, in terms of follow-up, something great to note is voice notes. Okay. Once someone answers you, you're able to to send voice notes, or you're even able to send a talking head video of you following up. Be different. If you're able to do that, it definitely gets great responses. Okay, now getting attention when DMs are ignored. Sometimes your direct messages will get lost in that noise. How do you cut through that? Do exactly what I just said. You use voice notes, send videos, start commenting. So for example, hi, I sent you a message in your DMs, can you check? So if they posted but they haven't answered, go ahead and comment to check their DMs. Story comments as well, like replying to their stories. So if they post, the story, hey, don't know if you saw my message, just popping this here to bump it to the top. And then if they're not responding, you can also reach out on email. So most of these people, they will have a link in their bio because they're open to partnerships. You just pop them an email, and then that's another way to get through to them. They know that specifically for business inquiries, so they are often looking at that. Okay, now in terms of tracking your outreach, organization is crucial. When you're reaching out to hundreds of influencers, you need a system to track who you've contacted, when you've contacted them, and what their response was. So we've gone ahead, we created a template for you, which will be available under this module for you to go ahead and download, and just keep track of everything. Business is logic and numbers and data. Make sure you track everything, and it will give you insights on how to predict certain things. Okay, what to expect. So to be realistic, out of 200 messages sent, you might get 20 to 30 responses, which is actually really good. It might even be a little bit higher than that.
More
of
than
those
good.
responses, maybe 5 to 10 will be interested in moving forward, and of those conversations that actually start, they'll actually be open to doing a promotion with you. Okay, now these are just high-level numbers. It's what you want to aim for. Okay, this might sound discouraging at first, but remember, you only need a few good partnerships to make this profitable. If one good influencer generates $2,000 in sales for you, that's a massive win. You just space that out between 5 influencers, and you're already at 10K a month. Okay, so the key is maintaining consistent volume. The more people you reach out to, the more partnerships you'll secure, and the more sales you'll generate. Okay, now common mistakes to avoid: only reach out to big influencers, stick to micro influencers. That's a sweet spot. You don't want to go for the big influencers. Okay, mistake number 2, sending generic messages. Always personalize with their name and show you've looked at their account. Don't use a lot of emojis either. Give up too early. Most successful partnerships happen after multiple touch points.
Let me just make this screen a little bit bigger. Alright, and then we do like mistakes.
it's not going to, you're not going to send one message and then it's sorted, okay? You do have to work with this person over a week or so to get this promotion live. Mistake number 4, not tracking your outreach. You'll waste time and miss opportunities without proper organization. So you want to make sure that you track your numbers. Like I said, business is logic, numbers, and data. And mistake number 5, being too salesy in your message. Focus on partnership and collaboration, not selling. You want to make it very clear that this is a beneficial relationship for both of you. Okay, your incentives are aligned. You're going to make money, they're going to make money. Okay. The bottom line is this: influencer scouting and outreach is a skill that improves with practice. Your first 100 messages might not be as effective as your second 100. Your messaging will get sharper, your targeting will get better, your idea on what looks like a good influencer might change as well. The important thing is you just need to start. Okay, you just need to, it's like when you push an object, the most potential energy something has is when it's just about to move. So it actually takes more effort. If I had a block here, and let's say this was the block, I was pushing this block, it takes the highest amount of energy to get this block to move. Once the block is moving and has kinetic energy, it actually takes less energy to continue that movement. Okay, so that's just a bit of a scientific background. It's going to take the most amount of effort to actually get started, and you'll know what I'm saying when you get to this point.
Can lemon ever go off, guys?
And then everything else flows from that. Okay,
because
so
I have this lemon just cut up in veggies in my fridge for like a few days now, maybe like a week or two. But since they're sour, can they actually go off?
Sales and how to create a win-win partnership that scales your business. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to end it there, and I'll see you in the next module.
All right, it's time for the gym. I'm not saying that just because I want to skip out on outreach, guys. I'm going to do my outreach for sure. But now I am going to go to the gym, come back, and we'll focus on finishing this influencing arbitrage, and then we'll start forming our outreach list. So let's put that down as a goal and forget about ads for now. So I'm going to cross out the ads. With that being said, I will end it here, and when we come back, it will be time to start creating my social media, and we will be outreaching. So stay tuned for that, but it's going to be great, guys. I'll see you guys